It was horrible. So he was the provider, and we were married about 12 years, and he was the provider. I was the stay-at-home mom. And so, you know, I got to do the bills, but I sucked at it, Joe. I wasn't supposed to be in charge of the bills.
What's up? What's up? What's up, everybody? Good morning. How you guys doing? Welcome to another episode of Hard Talk. I am your boy. I'm your coach, Joe Green, and today I have a really special guest. I'm super excited about this one, and what a blessing it is for you guys not to have to listen to just me and what I feel. My good friend Robyn, she's about to join me in just a second, and we are going to discuss some really hot topics concerning people who are not having these discussions in a household. I'm talking about money. I'm talking about that mutual attraction, beyond the ring and saying I do. We're going to talk about life in a sexless marriage, extended family drama. Keep that for your mama. We're going to talk a little bit about jealousy. So what I'm going to do without further ado or delay, we're going to have this discussion. And Robyn and I, we're going to open up. And you guys know how I do here. This program is to help you guys stimulate some thought on having discussions in your household that you might be shying away from, and it's probably tearing you apart on the inside, and it's destroying your marriage, or it's destroying your relationship. And there's an ounce of you, there's a piece of you that wants to save it, but you just don't know what to do. So without further ado, let's go ahead and bring on Robyn. What's up?
Hey, Joe, how are you doing?
I'm good. Good to see you.
It's good to be here. Thanks for having me.
Awesome, man. No, my pleasure. It's my pleasure. Before we get started, I know this is your first time joining me on the podcast.
Yeah.
If you could just share a little bit about yourself, just professionally and personally, just so that my audience kind of knows a little bit about you before we kind of jump into the weeds of things.
Like who's this chick and why is she talking on my show,
why is she
right?
so special?
Yeah. Without diving deep into my childhood. So my name's my name's Robyn Thrasher, and you guys can find me on Instagram, Robyn Thrasher Coaching, or Facebook, anything under RobynThrasher.com. You'll find me. I, like Joe, come from fitness background. I'm still a fitness coach, so been doing it 26 years without saying my age, but yeah, 26 years. And owned a brick and mortar business for about 5 years. Shut it down with COVID to go all online. Best decision ever, even though I hesitated with it. And now I really do transformation coaching. So I hit everybody from physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual aspects, really dive down into why you keep doing the same shit over and over again. And it's reflecting in your physical self, because it ain't got nothing to do with food or laziness.
Nah.
So that's me in a nutshell. I'm a single mom. I got 2 kids. I'm a Christian, but I'm an unconventional Christian. I say I love Jesus, but I still got a problem cursing, and I'm working on it. So, and I'm truth teller. So no holding back with me. I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm your in your face coach. I don't pat you on the back and cheerlead you. So I keep it straight with my clients and my audience, Joe.
Yes, I like it. And I think if anyone's ever met a gym owner or a fitness professional, we all have some type of that type A that comes out. And that's why we love getting in your face and just telling you like it is. We will tell you what your partner won't tell you.
Absolutely.
But you know what? That actually brings me to a good turning point right here, is because one of the first things I really want to talk to you about is finances.
Ooh,
And
okay, let's go.
You probably have experienced this like I have and many other entrepreneurs, but it's not always easy being an entrepreneur and making, this reoccurring abundance of income flow. There's times where you feel like, what the hell am I doing? So
never.
Yeah, of course not, never, but for the people from the outside looking in, they look at us and like, oh my God, you got a business, you must be rich, you must have all kinds of money, but we'll get into that another day. But for you, how has it been, in relationships as far as like money's concerned? Do you believe that accounts should be separate, or do you believe that it should be together? What works for you?
I love this question. I'll straight out say what's hilarious is that when I met my now boyfriend, we've been together 3 years. he thought I was rich because I owned my own gym. He was like, she's rolling in the dough. And I'm like, dude, you have no idea. And while I don't have financial, issues now, and I kind of got out, I've been there, done that, like been bankrupt, been negative, been homeless, got evicted, lost my car, lost all my shit to save my gym. So I've been through that. It's all been restored. Now you learn how to manage it better as an entrepreneur because you're always dumping it back into your business or learning or personal development or advertising. So to answer the question straight up, separate accounts, all the way, hands down, separate accounts. You have yours, but you need to have that core one together if you're sharing a household or bills or vacation funds. So we have a joint account, but then we also have, he has his account and I have my account. That works tremendously. I can spend money the way I want to spend money, save it where I want to save it without his say so. And then, we obviously dump in our money together. However, when I was married, it all went into one pot. Worst thing we could have ever done. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Got it.
But again, we had just money issues with way overspending, the fancy cars, the fancy life, kind of living that the Joneses on the other side. The grass looked really pretty over and it was just, we couldn't keep it up. And he went bankrupt and then I had all the money, then I went bankrupt. And it was just, we just kind of piggybacked on each other of just constant state of financial failure. And it was horrible. It's absolutely horrible. So I'm big fan, hands down. You need to have separate accounts, keep that shit separate if you want to stay together.
Yeah. And it's so funny you mentioned that because my experience has been like the exact opposite.
Really?
My first marriage, and I was married for 12 years too. That's kind of crazy.
That must be like the stay on it if you hit the 12. Yeah. Anyways, that's another conversation.
For real, right? I guess that's the real deciding factor. Not 5 years, it's 12.
Yeah.
But so yeah, we actually had separate accounts. Here was my problem. Okay. I think I was more the frugal person. Okay. And I guess I was slightly more responsible, and she was more of the spender. And I felt like during that time, I was constantly having to give her, we made about equal pay. Our pay wasn't too much different.
Okay.
I just never knew why her money always ran dry way before mine. And it used to drive me up the wall. I mean, we had our separate bills. We had our bills that we paid for. Like you got rent, I got electricity, so we had all that stuff. And, and maybe because we were young at the time, and it just carried over as we grew together. But it caused a bit of resentment because the transparency really wasn't there. And so she would get upset because I'm always questioning her. Where's your money going? How are you out of money?
You were trying to parent her.
Yes.
You were trying to parent her. Yeah.
Yeah. And of course, my obvious frustration is dang, I'm trying to save for the family. I'm trying to do these vacation stuff. I'm dumping money, but now we're borrowing from the vacation fund to pay for the responsibilities that we don't have. So there was a big disconnect, between the two of us. And then moving forward to my current marriage, my current wife is the responsible one. She's really good with finances. Okay. I absolutely love that she handles all that stuff, so I don't have to think about it. And the only thing I ask from her is just tell me if I'm spending too much. Tell me if I need to pump my brakes, because I'm big into buying gadgets. I love headsets and microphones and you
want to buy your toys. I get it.
Yeah. I don't buy cars. I don't buy big TVs, but I like gadgets. Gadgets sometimes unnecessarily. And she calls me out sometimes. But for me in that situation, there's a lot of transparency. I can see where could be a problem. I can never surprise her. I can never get her like a gift. And,
you know what I mean?
She sees it. Yeah, I can't get like a trip and be like surprise. Like she's gonna see that cruise on the bank account. Ooh. So there is a little drawback for sure. But yeah, this comes up a lot. And then I don't really know what the answer would be for someone who has separate accounts. And then we look at it as you're borrowing money from me. But I think that if you live together, you're sharing a household, is it really borrowing?
I was, as you were talking about the trip thing and the vacation, it struck a nerve with me, because not a nerve, a bad one, but oh snap. Because when we take vacations, we split everything down the middle. Oh. So, it comes to be I've never really, I guess at Christmas, I surprised everybody and took everybody on a trip, like a snow skiing trip with all the kids, and everybody was involved because we are a blended family. But when him and I take trips together, there is no, it's just, we split it straight down the center. And, there's never been like, well, let me take you on this trip, or or I have enough money to, because we're always so like, he sounds like what he used to be, like how you were, like very frugal, like he's, Excel spreadsheet, everything. Me, I'm a squirrel upstairs with the numbers. Yeah. Like I'm good if my bills got paid on time, but he actually tracks that for me now. But so if that makes sense, like sounds like he's doing what your wife is doing, like she's handling everything, paying on time. Yes. He tracks it for me, but it's my money in a separate account. So, as an entrepreneur, right, we're in charge of how much revenue we're actually generating and bringing in, where he's on a fixed income. So that, I don't know if that like plays a role with couples either, where I've had the case where, well, what if you don't make any money next month? Or what if it dries up? Or what if this? And I'm like, well, what if you get fired? We're in this to support each other, not to like who's making the most money or who's paying their bills on time. So I don't know. That's a whole nother conversation. I kind of just, it came to me with the vacation thing. Damn, I want a surprise vacation.
Right. and I guess that's what gives me like added relief too, because I even though like my spouse, she has a really good career. She gets paid really, really well. And sometimes as entrepreneurs, when we turn that corner, like late last year, I just had this epiphany. Like I've been in the fitness industry for 20 plus years. Yeah. I needed a change. Yeah. And I walked away and no lie, online, from my previous business, coaching fitness, nutrition, and doing all the great stuff.
All of it.
Like I nearly pulled in $200K online, and I walked away from it because it could have grew this year. But I just had that internal feeling like, what? I just felt like my soul was being sucked and drained out of me because I wasn't challenged. Yeah. I felt like the rat race with people weight. Like it's soul sucking when you try to explain to someone how important it is to take care of your health and how it's going to change your life, and they don't take it as serious as you do.
Oh, don't even get me started on that one. That might be a whole nother podcast,
Joe. Oh yeah, I think we can go in on that.
Lighting a fire under my ass on people not taking care of themselves. But it's leaving that behind is scary, but that's following what you're supposed to be doing. You outgrew that space.
Exactly. Yeah. My income took a dip. It took a dip.
And starting over.
Starting from scratch. It was exciting. It was fun. And I'm so grateful that, my spouse still has a great paying job to where we were able. And I told her, I said, look, for the next 2 or 3 months, I'm probably not gonna be much help at all. I mean, I will try to make sure I make enough to take care of my expenses. All the software. I'm really good at making something out of nothing. But like, as far as like contributing to the household, I'm like, I don't know if I'm gonna be much help to you for the next couple months. So with that said, like it does feel good to kind of have everything. Like it feels like all of us is one, like our credit cards, like everything we use certain credit cards for food, gas and whatever. But like, I never feel like, oh man, I'm spending her money.
Yeah.
I just feel like, oh, this is ours.
It's ours.
She made money. We made money. I mean, hey, I'm doing my part. I'm keeping the house clean. I'm picking up the kids and I'm making some money on the computer. But, so I guess, like you have to have some level of trust and communication and understanding. I think when you're married, I think that the conversation needs to be had, with finances, because finances is not like obviously everything in a relationship, but when it's a problem, it's a problem.
It's a problem. It's a big problem. I think too. Sorry, I mean to
go ahead.
Cut you off.
Cut me off.
All right then. The first marriage, and not to say like, hey, go screw up your first marriage so you can do better in the second one. Like, do not attempt this at home.
Right.
But going into your second chance is what I call it. You get to decide what your new standards and boundaries are. So, like what you don't want to do again, like, I don't want to screw this up again. So, hey, look, here's what I messed up in my first marriage with these finances. And if you can have that conversation before you get into that first marriage, like treat it like, look, I've already effed up in my, college years, right? You've already like played around with money or whatever. You've already made enough mistakes. Like, so like, I guess I'm talking to the people that are newly married or engaged, or you're thinking about living together or whatever, treat it like, bring all your F ups, am I allowed to curse? Bring all your fuck ups to the table, so that like, hey, this is what I did. Like, don't be afraid to like put it out there, because this person like you, like, hey, baby, I want to start this new dream life. I'm going to need you to support me for the next 3 or 4 months. I got this, but I need your support. And that's what a relationship is. I mean, that's a support system. So
absolutely.